There we go. All right, I think we're live. Welcome everybody to this live stream here. I have a really interesting topic today, which is all about attitude. Attitude is a gratitude. It's actually something that I put on my dream board, really, and something that I looked at every single day. And it's something that I think that a lot of us sometimes don't really understand how much we really have in our life. And if we focus on the things that we have and all the things that we're grateful for, we'll always have more. But if you focus on the things you don't have, you'll never really have enough. And I think that's so important, is to have that attitude of gratitude every day. Just be super thankful for what we have, and create that really good positive attitude and outlook on life. And then the rest of your day is just so much easier, right? I mean, there are so many people in this world that just have like nothing compared to you and me. And so when we have a bit of perspective and we see that, then we are super thankful for everything that we do have. And so one of the things that I spoke to about a couple of weeks ago here in Marbella was actually, this whole thing of having gratitude. And what was really interesting was there were a lot of really successful people at that conference that spoke about, being grateful for things. And so when I did a little bit more research into this, I saw that there's actually loads and loads of studies that show that people who do keep a gratitude journal, compared to those who don't, actually can start to cure certain like health ailments. And so what we've seen in those studies is that people have been able to have less problems with their cardiovascular system and all kinds of different health benefits. And we're not going to come on here and tell you that having a gratitude journal can cure all kinds of diseases and so on. But I do have a special guest who has a very interesting story to share with you. And this is actually Diane, who I met in Marbella just a couple of weeks ago. And she has, Diane, if you could just share with us everything that you've shared with me so far about bit about your background and what gratitude has done in your life.
Yep, I most certainly can, Daniel. Thank you very much for having me on. It's an absolute pleasure. Yes, well, gratitude for me is a very big thing. Now this is no medical claims or anything like that. This is something I did for me. Now, I've got a background in nursing, but over a good number of years, spanning probably 20 years, mental health problems on and off for a good 20 years. More recently, my mental health took a dramatic decline, where I ended up with a psychiatric admission only about 8 months ago, July last year, where I was suicidal. I wanted to end my life. I didn't want to be here anymore. I was struggling to look after my kids, and I just wasn't functioning. I wasn't in a very good place. And my self-critical thoughts, my self-loathing was basically in my boots. In my boots it was. So it was horrendous. So went into the Priory, was in there for three weeks. And I was first asked within there what I had to be grateful for in my life. And that was the first time I'd ever heard of gratitude, believe it or not. And at that point in time, I was like, grateful? At this point in time, I've got nothing to be grateful for because of the place that I was in. I was in a very dark place. So I'm like, I was very bitter, very bitter towards life. And I blamed life for me being in the place that I was in. So we went into more detail about that. And then that's when it kind of clicked. I'm like, geez, I've got more to be grateful for than I actually think. And then things started to change. So I came out of the Priory within the middle of August last year, came out of there, kept going, kind of dabbled with gratitude, didn't do it full on. I just touched on it because I was trying to think of my self-care and stuff like that. And then obviously came into this amazing business within September. In fact, the business found me. I always say the business found me. And then as time went on, I started practicing gratitude a lot more. But I was convinced that I was going to be on my psychiatric drugs for life. Anybody, you speak to anybody, that's exactly what I used to say. I'm going to be on these drugs for the rest of my life because my brain isn't functioning properly. to let me live a happy life. So then I threw myself in, found that amazing book, The Secret. I got introduced to that. And then my beautiful upline, Jennifer Maguire, I need to give her a mention. She introduced me to the magic. Right, and the magic for me is an absolute Bible. Right, I've got it here with me, looked it out, and my secret, got that too, and my journal. So I started going all out, straight into my gratitude every morning. I write 10 gratitudes for now, 10 gratitudes for intentions, gratitude intentions for things that I'm wanting in the future, but I write them as if I've got them just now. And I do that religiously every day. But when it came to my medication, I thought, you know, I don't want to be in my medication anymore. I went over to Australia and studied to become an NLP practitioner and coach, and I did hypnosis as well in a very, very big way. Never ever thought I'd see the day I'd be going over to Australia within 7 months of coming out the Priory. So then I thought, do you know, I'm coming off this medication. So every single day, and it was funny because when I seen the beautiful Emma Carpenter, I could completely relate to her when she was up in that stage, because for me, I took myself away and I sat for 20 minutes every single day and just did gratitude towards having a healthy mind, to having a healthy mind, healthy functioning mind that didn't need medication anymore. Gave gratitude to that, and gave gratitude for gratitude, believe it or not, as well. So I spent 20 minutes every single day, locked myself away. Now, when I first came off my medication, I was on severe anti-anxiety medication because my anxiety would have me isolated. So I came off that, and then I was wanting to come off my actual antidepressants themselves, and there was a very high dose. And I was advised that if I was wanting to come off them, it would take about 5-6 months because I would need to take it slowly. Me being me, I was like, no, I'll go cold turkey. I'm coming off of these. All out, all or nothing, right? So I did it, and I lasted 3 days, and I thought maybe that wasn't such a good idea. Now, obviously, when you tell your mind to do something, they're saying we advise to take the dose down. I thought, right, I'll do that. I'll take the dose down. So I halved my dose for 4 days and did my gratitude as I was doing it. Then I halved it again, did my gratitude as I was doing it, very, very intense. And then I could say on about the 10th day, that's when I cut it out completely. That I cut my medication out completely, and I was fine because I was telling myself, what you think about, you bring about, basically. And that for me is a big, big thing. So within 10 days, for me, I think I should be in the Guinness Book of Records because I took myself off them within 10 days as opposed to 6 months. So for me, that proved to me the power of gratitude. So when Emma was up chatting on stage in Marbella, I thought I completely relate to that. And it can't happen, but it just does. You can't explain it. And I managed to get chatting to her afterwards and shared my experience. And as she says, when people ask you, I can't even say why it does it, but I've just got that belief. So I've got total alignment with what I was doing, what my belief was, and that I was doing that. So everything was aligned. So, and that helps as well. So if you can see it and you feel it and you can make it happen, you can make it happen. As I say, I would never ever give that medical advice. No, speak to your doctor if it's you that's thinking about doing things like that. I would seek medical advice. Me being a nurse, totally seek medical advice. I did this for me, but I just wanted to share with Daniel to let everybody know how powerful gratitude can be.
That's
in
amazing.
any area of your life.
So do you write down 10 things you're grateful for is it every morning, or when do you normally do it?
I do it every single morning. I spend about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half in gratitude every single morning.
Oh, wow.
I set my alarm. I'm up really, really early in the morning. I make a point of that, but it's before I can drag myself out of my bed. But I make that as my ritual. That I've got that, and it's rigid because it helps me completely every single day. So I spend about an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half on my gratitude every day.
And
on my gratitude for now and intention.
And on a daily basis, do you switch it up, like the different things that you're grateful for, or?
Yeah, I do. I do it on and off the whole day. You start to get a knack of, see, like when negativity comes in, because obviously we're not in control of what happens around us, but 90% is how we react to it. So gratitude helps with that. Yeah, you're going to come up against stumbling blocks every single day within business, life, anything at all that's out with your control. So, and it's 90% in how you react to it. And if you're practicing your gratitude every single day religiously, you then perfect an act of seeing a positive with every negative. So it helps. Like I could be stuck in traffic, right? That's got to be the world's worst. Come on. So we're trying to get somewhere. But the more you try and tell yourself, I'm going to be late, you're going to be late. I'm so happy and grateful that I can actually sit here in my car. You know, I give gratitude to be able to just sit there and take a breather. I see it that way. And I'm never late for anything now. Never. Even when I'm stuck in traffic, funny enough, the traffic just seems to move.
So you feel like you're always positive these days then?
Yeah.
And do you feel, you know, run into challenges, obviously, with your thinking?
Yeah. I think because of how significantly unwell I was, and my experiences were due to things that happened to me. I was subjected to significant emotional abuse and things. I was in very emotionally abusive relationships. So then I learned that what happened to me wasn't my fault, if that makes sense. It was out with control. But every negative thought just kept building up and totally consumed me. See negativity. Oh, and when your mind is full of negativity, it totally wipes your full physiological, wipes you out. So now it's not worth it. It's so easy to live a negative life, and it's hard work to be positive, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. Doing the hard work every single day to keep you on a level, to keep your state up, to keep your positivity up. It's so much better for you in the long run, because negativity just consumes you. So gratitude, honestly, preach it all the way. All the way.
Love that. Thank you so much, Diane, for sharing that story. This is so incredible. It's very, very inspiring. I just also wanted to share a couple more tips with the whole gratitude thing. Of course, you know, have a gratitude journal, you know, just like Diane does. She writes in that every day. For some of you, you might want to have somebody that you text every day, an accountability partner where you text each other the gratitudes of the day. And some of you might want to even start like a Facebook group where you have, you know, a group of you, 10, 20 people, and every day you go and write your gratitudes in there. I just think it's so powerful when we focus on all the things we're thankful for, because it's so much easier then to attract way more into our life. And really, just like Diane does, where she writes the things she's grateful for that she has, but also grateful for that she's going to get in the future, but she writes them out as if she's already achieved them, right? So I like to also kind of state questions with that. You know, how have I, you know, become so successful at whatever you're doing? How have I become so healthy? And I'm going to talk about that sometime in the future with something called affirmations. Not affirmations, but affirmations, which is quite interesting. But thank you so much, Diane. I really appreciate your time here, and I hope that all of you are going to go out there and get at it with your gratitude journal and just be super thankful for everything in our lives, you know, with so much negativity going on around us. All right, everyone. Have an awesome day.
Take care. Bye.